Learn everything tech
Startup building.
and personal productivity.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the High Edge podcast. This is the podcast for visionary software engineers and startup founders. I am your host, Chris Awoke. In the first episode, I shared some lessons from Dr. Hamming's work on you and your research. If you have not listened to that episode, kindly listen to it before continuing with this one. I shared with you the lesson on the need for picking the right problems and embracing intellectual curiosity. These are important guideposts for you to make impact as a software engineer, not just to make impact, but to also achieve success. In today's episode, I'm going to share the remaining 2 lessons. As you recalled, I distilled 4 lessons from that lecture note, and I've shared the first 2 lessons. In this episode, I will share the last 2 lessons. All right, so let's get into it. Now, lesson number 3 is to strive for continuous growth. This is one part for living a successful life and making impact, especially as a software engineer. Like in every career path, change is always constant. New programming languages, frameworks, and methodologies emerge quite often. So for you as a software engineer to remain relevant and impactful, you must embrace a commitment to continuous learning, continuous personal development, continuous growth. And this doesn't merely involve polishing your technical skills. It also extends to a holistic approach to personal and interpersonal development. As a software engineer, this may mean you taking time to get grounded in the fundamentals of whatever programming language you are working with. I remember when I first started learning Python, it wasn't long when I jumped to Django framework, and after a few weeks of struggling to understand Django, I knew that the missing link was that I wasn't grounded in the fundamentals of Python. So it's always important to learn the basics and master the basics as much as possible. It will help you to easily pick up any emerging framework or tools or just any library that may come up at all. In addition to this, continuous growth also entails cultivating essential soft skills. Soft skills like effective communication, collaboration, and adaptability. In a world where software projects often involve multidisciplinary team, the ability to convey your idea, to communicate your ideas, and to help others understand what you are saying, it's very paramount. So you need to take your time and hone your communication skills, hone your collaboration skills, and even learn the collaboration tools like your GitHub, your Slack, Discord, and other communication channels, and also learn to adapt to changing environment. Changes are always constant, and there's really nothing you can do about it. This is not something within your control. It is something you just need to get yourself adjusted to, and you are good to go. Lesson number 4, which is not the least of the lessons, is to make your mark. You see, every day as a software engineer, you have the opportunity to leave an indelible mark on your project, on your team, on the industry that you are working on. But to make a meaningful mark, you must aim higher than the ordinary. There's this saying that goes that mediocrity may yield results, but it's excellence that leaves a legacy. The question is it a result you just want to achieve for today, or you want to leave a legacy for tomorrow and even after you are gone? Now, think of a software engineer who resolves within himself to constantly create clean and efficient code. Such person's commitment to excellence will lead to a software that not only functions flawlessly, but is also a pleasure to work with, thereby setting a standard for his team. So you need to set your sights on excellence in your work, and for no reason should you settle for good enough. Strive for excellence by all means. Your software solutions can be more than just being functional. it can be a masterpiece of design, efficiency, and user experience. So with this commitment to excellence, you will ensure that your impact in software engineering transcends the mundane and becomes a truly an extraordinary one. That's the way for you to live a life of success and impact as a software engineer. In conclusion, I want you to know that the lessons I've shared with you from Dr. Richard Hammond's lecture on you and your research, they are not just mere words of advice. They are the keys to unlocking your potential in the tech world as a software engineer. Number one lesson is learn to pick the right problem. Number two, embrace your intellectual curiosity. Number three, make efforts to grow continuously. And then lastly, make your mark. Strive for excellence. Set your gaze on excellence. Make your work an excellent work. Do not settle for little. Do not settle for less. On daily basis, keep on striving, and one of these days you'll be celebrated not just as one who built a software, but one who built a solution for the world to use. Alright, so that will be all for this episode. I will see you in the next episode, and in the next episode I'm going to be sharing something very exciting, something that will really change the trajectory of your life as a software engineer, and I'll be touching on some things on startup and the rest of it. Alright, so till you hear from me in the next episode, do take care of yourself. Before you go, don't forget to like this podcast, share it, let your friends know about it, and keep your tabs open as you await the next episode from me. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great time.